Carpe Diem. My name is Ultranatic, and welcome to another Total Drama vlog. And yep, we're still going through Total Drama Island 2023, and the next episode, I think it was two premiered in the same day actually, was Pirates of the Cabbage'an, which is such a terrible, terrible pun that it kind of makes for a fantastic episode name. I can't lie, I'm like, that's kind of perfect. Like, that is so horribly forced. It cycles back around to being amazing. I love this title. I love everything about it. So, yeah, let's just jump right into what the episode gives. It opens up with Emma and Bowie bonding, with Bowie basically saying, hey, thank me, I'm still here, reason that you're in the game after last night. And they even bond over how they're both a little sad that Caleb's gone because he was incredibly good looking, and there could have been even a challenge where where he has to put a swimsuit on. Yeah, that's likely. And yeah, it makes them both a little bit sad. Emma vents some more about how Chase pranked her like the idiot that he was, to which I love the line that Bowie gives right after, where he says, yeah, he could have killed you too. You kind of minimize that part. Yes! Yes! Somebody finally freaking says stuff like this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, writers. Like, you acknowledge you can die in the show. Okay, no, you can't die in this show, but I like the thought. It's the thought that counts for me, so I'm all for that. Then we get a few scenes with Ripper, who I mentioned in the last vlog that I think he's supposed to be intentionally hateable, and this episode further cements that because one, he is shown to be calling Millie a nerd just because she writes stuff down, as opposed to whatever Ripper does to communicate. I don't know what he does, but I think that again, it's part of the joke that he just thinks people are stupid and lame for doing completely ordinary things. He then shows off that he's trying to beat a long fart record, which, yep, that's gonna be a real hit or miss kind of thing. Most likely a miss, but we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, Damien's trying to be kind of the straight person between all of them, and you know what? I like that. I like seeing another straight person, as in somebody who is like the reasonable, sensible, like level-headed person within the argument. So I do like seeing that, and even that he's not like totally bereft of like any good comedy, in that he's still got a few of the wacky, cartoony expressions in just like, what is he doing? Why is he counting how many farts he's doing? And yeah, that's a weird goal for Ripper to have, but I think it's the idea. He's supposed to be as intentionally unlikable as you can get, and the weird thing is, I think they're pulling it off pretty well, because if it wasn't working well enough, I would just flat hate him with nothing of enjoyment whatsoever out of him. But the fact that I don't hate him, and I actually do see that, yes, that's the idea, and he's going to get some kind of major comeuppance down the line, I like that. Like, I think that's a very smart way to show off his character. We then get MK using the confessional. She's not even there to confess, except she totally does afterwards, so I guess she didn't consider that. But she's doing it to see how the camera works and hook it up to the phone that she stole from Julia in the last episode, so that she can begin going through their confessionals and see what he'll say about her. Now, she's curious enough to say that she's not going to look at anything that involves them actually using the bathroom. Aren't there other bathrooms at this camp? You don't have to use that dang confessional, but whatever. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, shouldn't production probably snip her? I feel like that's a violation of her contract. Like, really, are they just totally okay with this, or they just see the major drama value? I don't know, but I think it's an interesting detail, and because they showed it, it's 100% going to come back into play at some point down the line, and I can't wait to see what they do with that. We then get okay, I skipped a quick portion. There was Axel, who catches some squirrels for her team to eat. The only person who seems really keen to eat them is Scary Girl, because she's the best character. And I stand by, she's my favorite character this whole season, and she's just like, she's so mysterious and vile and scary that it's like, I don't know, I just love the energy she brings to the show. We do see Zeke kind of enjoys them too, whereas Chase is also the straight person for this dynamic too, and that's kind of weird. It's like, really, after what we learned about Chase in the last episode, he's actually gonna be kind of relatable for once. Like that I didn't feel like that they would do that, but like it's a rare moment where I'm like, yeah, I'm with Chase. Axel's nuts, but I guess he's trying. I don't know. The challenge is then announced to be both the teams being on their own separate ships where they are given cabbages to fire. Insert an Avatar joke, my cabbages. And they have to either take out all the contestants, or they have to sink the ship. That's it. But they can also take out other contestants from the opposing ship, and either way, whichever ship comes down first, that's the team who takes that ship down, they win. And I guess I can give y'all what the outcome was. It wasn't even close. The Frogs of Death completely obliterate the Ferocious Trout. With the exception of Z, every single member gets taken out in some way, shape, or form from the Ferocious Trout. As follows. We had a squabble between Axel and Ripper for who was going to be the captain. I think either way it was going to be a train wreck, but okay. Axel decides to force leadership by kicking Ripper in the jaw. That would 100% be a casualty counter for me. I've got like a bunch I probably haven't mentioned yet, but just that's a good one to put in there. And yeah, I guess that does it. And again, what I said about him being intentionally hateable, I don't think that scene would work quite as well if we didn't have some issues with this dude. And I'm sure a lot of people have issues with Ripper, so this is kind of satisfying. The challenge then commences, and the order of people who get eliminated from the Ferocious Trout are Priya, Damien, Millie, Axel, Chase, and then Scary Girl. Priya just happens to get taken out first, despite doing some decent dodging work. In the end, she gets taken out by a cabbage because her parents were actually training her for this kind of scenario. They just used melons, and she says that she thinks the cabbages are quicker, which maybe I could see that logic kind of paying out. I don't know. I'm not gonna do a science project on this, but the decent assumption to make. Damien gets taken out, followed by Millie. Millie's taken out because it was originally aimed at Scary Girl, but Scary Girl dodges, as one should. Then Axel gets taken out despite, again, trying to be a leader. She sucks at it. Chase gets taken out, and then Scary Girl, before she gets taken out, comes up with a good strategy for Z. Let's try just ramming straight forward into the other team's ship, and then it'll end in a tie. I don't think it ends in a tie. I think it would end in the I think it would end with whichever team has their whole ship sink first. In which case, I think you still lose anyway, because if the math works, for you to crash into their ship, you'd have to be a teensy bit lower than them, I think, and that would probably make you sink faster. Again, I have no clue. I'm not a science major, but that's just kind of what makes sense. So either way, shot in the dark, they have to try it, and it didn't pan out. Z goes down with his ship. And that's part of the reason why they lost. The other reason is because the Frogs of Death actually worked incredibly well together as a team. Wayne chose to be a team captain. He is an especially good captain. Him and Raj both had some good strategy. We get a teensy bit of Bowie and Emma targeting Chase because, you know, he nearly killed Emma before the show ever started. And initially they were like, you know, you shouldn't be doing that. I don't mind because I think it's funny. But then they get the strategy, let's take out the entire team, that way they'll be defenseless and we can just take on their ship after that. That's a very good strategy. Good on y'all. Chris actually makes a joke like, you're all getting outsmarted by Wayne. Okay, I might have said he was dim. When I said that, I didn't mean he had no smarts. It's just like not a lot of common sense. But if we're talking like sports and competition strategies, apparently Wayne's incredibly good at all that, which makes sense. He's a hockey player. He probably works with that kind of stuff all the time. Him and Raj. So, good on you for using that advantage to y'all's advantage, if you will. So yeah, after the, we got Nichelle being a pretty decent team member too, like coaching her team, hey, aim the cannons a little lower so you can hit their ship. And, I'm trying to think, what other things did we have going on here? Oh, we had this major highlight. After Z's ship goes down, he goes to shore. A shark, which Chris forgets to have put in the water. Again, that feels more like original Chris. I like that. his leg gets taken away, much to everybody's absolute shock. Now, shouldn't it be sort of noticeable that there was no blood whatsoever coming off of that? I'm just saying, like, wouldn't y'all be the least bit curious where that went? You don't just lose it instantly, so, or at least not all of it instantly, so... we get this, like, big show of everybody being scared and shocked that Z's leg is gone, only for the shark to spit it out and reveal that it's a prosthetic leg. And that's another pretty big thing about this new diverse cast, is that we have the first character with any kind of, like, outright disability, like an actual physical disability on them. At least I'm pretty sure that's what happened here. So... I think that's a pretty cool thing. And I love this line where Axel asks, is there a reason you didn't tell us why you have a prosthetic leg? Probably the same reason that you didn't tell me yours weren't. He's absolutely right. Why would he have to tell anybody that he has that? That doesn't matter to anything. If anything, like, I thought that was a really dang cool thing for him to show. He also shows that when all the people for elimination are considered, he's like, I don't think I'm going to be going home because then nobody will know how I lost my leg. I was actually born this way, but I'm going to lie and just say something else because, I love that. Like just say whatever the heck you want to them. I just think that's funny. So, that then leads to the campfire ceremony, where something I liked is that we have, it wasn't just singled out to 2 contestants. We had, like, half the team get called out for doing stuff wrong. You had Ripper for not being a challenge at all. You had Scary Go for putting Millie in jeopardy. You had Z for sneaking the ship, and you had Axel for kicking one of our team members in the face, basically. I like that little aspect there. I think that was pretty cool. In the end, it's Axel who goes home over Ripper. I somewhat understand that. As much as Ripper's supposed to be not liked in this show, I do think that Axel did a little more to sabotage the team, so yeah, that kind of makes sense. As she's walking out, she shoves Chris. I don't feel the same as I used to about that because I don't hate him in this season, but for all the past times, that is very cathartic. And she tries to do that whole, "you never take me alive," by diving into the lake. Only for the drone, which I didn't mention before. A drone is what picks these characters up and flies them away to who knows where. But yeah, it picks her up from the water, and that concludes that episode. I like this one quite a bit too. This season's been off to a pretty banger start so far. It's, again, got some pretty good jokes, some creative challenges, some good titles. Like, I like these titles, and I think they know exactly how to write these characters so far. I'm expecting there will be episodes down the line where something's really not going to work in some way or another. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, my favorite season, I probably haven't mentioned, is Total Drama Revenge of the Island, which I think is, like, so freaking perfect as far as, like, how well written the comedy and the characters are. Like, it's not actually perfect. There's a lot I can nitpick about it, but I just love it that much. And even that season, I'll admit, there's at least an episode I don't like. I won't say what it is yet, but there's at least an episode that I don't like. So even my favorite Total Drama seasons, I can say that there's somewhere it wouldn't work. I'm expecting that to happen with this season too, but I haven't seen anything yet. I've seen for the most part, episodes that I'm incredibly happy to come back and keep watching over and over again. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Pirates of the Cabbage'an, and I am so stoked for what we've been getting this season, and I can't wait to see more. So I will see you all in the next Total Drama vlog. Take care.